Good evening, dear students. How are you? Very fine. Very well, thank you. Okay, that's great. Okay, take it down. Don't worry, it's okay. Okay, very well. I am happy to be here in this class. And my name is Washington Mascot. Don't forget my name. I'm going to be your teacher of English for this class. And I hope you enjoy this and enjoy this video. Okay, let's start. We are going to review about the unit in finding ideal job now. And in order to develop this study, we are going to use this kind of the book, okay? This is a useful kind of the book. Don't forget, North Star 2, reading and writing, okay? We are going to we're going to review the number one unit, okay? The topic of this video is finding the ideal job. This class is finding the job, finding the ideal job. Okay, finding the ideal job. Carla, for you, what is the meaning of the finding the ideal job? Look for a job. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, definitely. Finding the ideal job is if you want to work and you have to first you have to find or you have to look for a job in order to work. But the title of this part is its contrast. It says that finding an ideal job is that to say the perfect job or as much as you can. Okay. We're going to start with some questions, and you're going to answer me. Michael, what is the young man doing? What is the young man doing nowadays? Look at these pictures, okay? For example, look at these pictures. What are these young men doing? Did you see this? Okay. Okay, yes. He wants to work. For example, in the first picture, we have this man giving a class of math class. In this, he's a hunter, okay? Cazador. He's an actor, but everybody is throwing tomatoes. Maybe this actor is worse. It's worse. Okay. What kind of the work is he thinking of? I already tell you the answers. For example, Christina, could you tell me what kinds of the work is he thinking of? Look at these pictures. Can you repeat and tell me, please? Yes, it's a teacher, an actor. Okay, thank you very much, Christina. You're great. Another one with the last one. Okay, in order to ask you, Samantha, what do you think is the ideal job for this young man? Imagine, for example, imagine whatever job, teacher. Why? It's very difficult to be a teacher, but it's a beautiful experience that we have in life. To teach young people is mandatory for us because nowadays we have prepared the different generations in order to contrast the world, and that part it belongs to that situation, and you can share that. Okay. Okay, let's continue with the topic. Let me share with you. We are going to look for a video, okay? In this video, you're going to watch because you have to pay attention for this video. I'm going to ask you some questions in order to see that you were paying attention on it, and what kind of the criteria you can tell me for each one. Okay. Let me share you on a screen. Could you watch this? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
English sing. Wow. Whose tools are these? Artist. Where do you work in? I work in a studio. Whose tools are these? Carpenter. Where do you work in?
I work in a carpenter's shop.
Carpenter shop. Whose tools are these? Cook. Where do you work in?
I work in a restaurant.
Restaurant. Whose tools are these? Doctor. Where do you work in? I work in a hospital. Whose tools are these? Engineer. Where do you work in? I work in a factory. Whose tools are these? Farmer. Where do you work in?
I work in a farm.
Whose tools are these? Firefighter. Where do you work in? I work in a fire station. Whose tools are these? Hairdresser. Where do you work in?
I work in a salon.
Whose tools are these? Pilot. Where do you work in?
I work in an airplane.
Whose tools are these? Police officer. Where do you work in? I work in a police station. Whose tools are these? Scientist. Where do you work in? I work in a science lab. Whose tools are these? Fair. Where do you work in?
I work in a broadcasting station.
Broadcasting station. Whose tools are these? Teacher. Teacher. Where do you work in?
I work in a school.
School. Whose tools are these? That. That. Where do you work in? I work in an animal hospital. Animal hospital.
Review.
Artist. Carpenter. Cook. Doctor. Engineer. Farmer. Firefighter. Hairdresser. Pilot. Police officer. Scientist. Singer. Teacher. Vet.
Subscribe on this channel. Huh? It's a very useful topics in this part in order to learn English. Okay, dear students, we're going to finish with work, okay, with activity, but not only, not only we have to watch this video because I wanted to ask you what, for example, Christina, can you tell me what kind of professionals are on this video? Okay, firefighter, it's the name on your screen. Okay, another one. Doctor, vet, okay. Teacher, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Michael, can you tell me what kind of tools there were there on this video? Scissors, okay. It's a high tracer, okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Finally, Erica, can you tell me what would you like to be when you are get older? Okay. You are going to be a president of Ecuador. Why? You're going to be a politician. Yeah, you're going to be a politician. Very good. It's very good. It's a very difficult to be a politician in Ecuador because you are going to be attentive in different scenarios. But if you want to be an example of the young and the future generations and everybody that believes in you, you have to be honest. Don't forget honest. The honesty is the very tool that you are going to can step forward to this country in this country because we have different problems, but you are going to be honest and you have a different values in your life, you're going to get everything that you want. Okay, let's continue with this topic.
Bye. Firefighter.
Okay, let me share you. We are going to Okay. We are going to have an activity with the reading, okay? Reading book. We are going to read in the number 5 when you're reading. Don't forget when you come to be present of this reading, okay? Let me read you, and you're going to listen with this activity. If you are like most Americans, you'll probably send your resume to a lot of companies. You might search for a job postings on the internet or look for ads in the newspaper. But except say you won't have much lucky, people find jobs only 5 to 10% of the time when they use these ways. So what can you do? Okay, reading your book. Please, Christina, follow the next part. One thing you do is read the Richard below. So what kind is your parachute? Both in an extradition country, he has helped thousands of people find jobs and careers. This book is different from another job hunting manuals, where it doesn't help you to find another job. Instead, it helps you find an ideal job or a job that fits you, a job that makes you happy. What kind of the job is ideal for you? If you don't know the answer, well, let's say so you can find you either job. You need to have a clear pictures in your mind of your job what you want. The book has many exercises to help you draw this picture. Paul says that you must think about the three things. Okay, let's continue with Sebastian with your skills. Your skills. Okay, what do you do? What do you like to do? What do you do well? Are you good at taking groups from vegetables to taking drawings on the computer? Bullets ask you to think about all the skills, not only work skills. For example, a mother of your children is probably good at managing people. This woman may be a good manager. Okay, stop. You have a good pronunciation. Let's continue with Andrea. Job getting. Job getting. Okay, start. Where do you like to work? Do you like to work outside at home and in office alone and with others? What kind of the people do you like to work with? Oh no, don't worry, it's okay. I'm gonna tell you when you are gonna stop. You have to stop, sorry. How much money do you need? How much money do you want? What else do you want to from the job? What makes you feel good about the job? Okay, stop. Let's continue with Fernanda. After Boris helps you decide on the ideal jobs, you give specific advice on how to find a job. Boris teaches you how to find companies and how to introduce yourself. The sharper on your job interviews is full of the useful information and suggestions. For example, most people go to interviews asking themselves the question, how do I get a company to hire them? Boris thinks this is the wrong question. Instead, he wants to ask yourself, do I want to work here or not? Okay, stop. Let's continue with Carlos. Some people think the Barros write is far too much. It's himself to his book could probably have it in 100, Michael, Carlos, 100. Okay, which is a state on the see, but his writing style makes the books very easy to read, and reader doesn't have to read the parts that seem less important. Another reader says that there is not enough space to write this answer and exercise, but there are very small problems. What color is your parachute? It's the best John hunting manual you can buy. What color is your parachute? What the press writing over a million copies have been sold since then. The information is updated every year. So if you are looking for a job or if you have a job, what you want to remember, don't just send our copies of your resume. Don't just answer us and don't wait their friends to give you a job. Instead, buy this book to do content right away. Okay, thank you very much, students. If you have a doubt about any word that you don't know, tell me right now in order to know the meaning. Anybody wants to start? Counting, cazar, captar. Okay. Another one. Interviews, entrevista, entrevista, interviews. To have an interview with anyone if you want to have a job. Okay, another one. Rewards, rewards, recompensa, un pago, un salario, rewards, rewards. Okay, another one. Another one. Okay, don't worry, it's okay. Okay, this is the part of this activity. Let me share you with you this. Okay. In this part, we are going to use about a possessive and adjectives. Okay. Comparative and contrast. In English, the possessive adjectives are invariable. That is, they don't use agreeing again in gender and number with the nouns. They're modified. Okay, the possessive adjectives. For example, my cousin. What is the possessive there? My. Okay, my, your. This is shows as a possessive. Okay, my cousins, my aunt, my aunts. Okay, in Spanish, possessive adjectives, however, do you agree in number with the nouns they modify? For example, if you in Spanish in our Latin, our native language, we have you mi primo, but when it's in plural, you have to use mis primos. But in English, it doesn't change. Okay, it doesn't change because in English we use the same. For example, my cousin, mi primo. But in English, when you have the plural, it's just we have to add the s at the adjective of this of the word that we use. But in the positive, you don't have to use in plural because it is over understood. My cousins, my aunts. Okay. The forms of nuestro or vuestro agree in both the gender and number with the nouns that modifies. How does to say it? Okay. Okay. How to say it? Let me tell you something else. Okay, Christina, tell me, what is your doubt? Yes, of course. When you have to use it in English, it doesn't matter because, for example, me is my personal, but when you use it for she, you have to use her, her. Okay, her. And descriptive adjectives. Okay, let's continue with the topic. Descriptive and possessive adjectives. Descriptive and possessive adjectives describe the nouns. They can come after the verb to be. Okay. For example, the teacher is funny. The teacher is funny because we are going to relate it to the adjective that is belong to anyone, and for that reason you have to use the verb to be. For example, this finger is mine. This finger is short. Okay. Possessive adjectives shows belonging. Okay, don't forget, possessive adjectives shows belonging. In English, possessive adjectives, okay, and nouns always follows a possessive adjectives. When using possessive adjectives, don't use N, A, and D. For example, I have a job. My job is a very interesting. Okay, his job is mine. In order to use the possessive. Okay, your office is beautiful. Your office are your offices, because it is going to be used in plural, is our offices. Okay, Christian, can you give me an example for this? My home is beautiful. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear students. This is a pleasure to have a class for you. This is my last class for this semester. I hope you enjoy this class and we have a different perspective of this class. And don't forget, please look for in your book the different word that you don't know, and look for on a translator in internet or in your dictionary in order to expand your vocabulary. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope to see you again. Bye.